America, millions of low-income students are facing barriers to higher education. In a rapidly evolving educational landscape, a high school diploma no longer guarantees success. The currency of today's job market is a bachelor's degree. As stated by Emily Hanford, nearly 60% of all jobs in the U.S. economy require higher education. While segregation may no longer be a legal practice, it is still prevalent in society through many sociological factors. The lasting impact and consequences of sociological segregation in income, labor, housing, and especially education are detrimental to minority groups and crucial to understand.
The path to higher education begins very early, but for many it's overshadowed by economic disparities. Children from higher income backgrounds have inherent advantages in the educational sphere. According to Leroux, children raised with concerted cultivation parenting, when raised from a young age, these children develop skills to be competent in different environments and learn to advocate for themselves, allowing them to have more advantages in possessing the cultural capital necessary for success in academia.
According to Mark Eisenberg and Daniel Allen, in a study focusing on the disparities of education for low-income students, they found that only 32% of students from families with an income of $35,000 or less attend a four-year college, while over 80% of students from families with an income over $75,000 attend four-year colleges.
Yet economic and cultural capital are not the only obstacles. Homelessness and food insecurity play a large role in the development of children and perpetuate cycles of inequality by barring their resources and access to programs that might help them make the steps to higher education. Children experiencing homelessness are 9 times more likely to repeat a grade, 3 times more likely to be placed in special education, and 4 times more likely to drop out of school entirely. The gap between public and private education widens, amplifying the challenges faced by low-income students. Schools in low-income areas already face disadvantages as they receive much less funding than schools in high-income areas. Despite extra resources being a necessity for the success of low-income students in education, according to the U.S. Department of Education, 40% of high-poverty schools are not getting their fair share of state and local funds compared to their counterparts. Public school pupils enrolled in urban districts receive an average of $2,000 less per pupil than their suburban counterparts. This often leaves schools with limited budgets to address a multitude of issues, including hiring educators, updating resources for students, preparing students for post-secondary education or the workforce, and dealing with unsafe infrastructure.
In addition, students living in poverty often face a scarcity of resources at home, hindering their ability to complete homework, study effectively, or participate in activities that contribute to their success in school. Many disadvantaged families lack essential resources such as computers and high-speed internet, which are increasingly crucial for academic pursuits, with only 3/4 of households having access to high-speed broadband. Additionally, parents in these families often work extended hours or hold multiple jobs, lessening their availability to support their children with their academic endeavors. With the rising cost of education, affordability remains out of reach for many. The average tuition for a four-year institution is $9,000, and the yearly income line for poverty is marked just below $35,000, making college tuition about 1/3 of a low-income family's yearly income. City, state, and nationwide programs are needed to level the playing field, providing support beyond scholarships and affirmative action.
It's time for policymakers to recognize the urgency of addressing these systemic barriers. All children deserve the chance to succeed.